Oh, Opo. Hello, good afternoon. Naririnig naman po ako sa taas?
Yes po, heard.
Okey po, thank
Yes,
you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Welcome to the virtual orientation cum consultation on the Executive Order number 174, series of 2022, also known as the Expanded Career Progression System, with our head teachers and assistant school principals from Visayas and Mindanao regions as our main attendees for today's session. I am Marika P. Mampusti from the Human Resource Development Division, and I'll be your host for today's activity. We're excited to have you all with us as we start this productive and enlightening afternoon. We know that you've been waiting for this endeavor to shed you light on the key components of the Executive Order number 174, or the Expanded Career Progression System. So without further ado, let us open our minds and ears as we commence our activity. To formally begin our program, let us pay reverence to our flag by singing of our national anthem, which will be followed by a prayer.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay.
Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting.
Sa manlulupi, di ka masisingil.
Sa dagat ang tulong, sa simoy at sa langit mong lugaw. May dilag ang tula at Ang mga tarnang dahil sa'yo.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this program. Lord, we ask that you would bless every person who has gathered here today, and that you would be present with us in a special way. We pray that this program would be a time of learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds, and to support one another as we strive to serve you in all that we do. Please give us the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive difference in the world. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Alright, so again, welcome to today's virtual orientation, come consultation on EO 174, or the Expanded Career Progression System for our head teachers and assistant school principals. So ever since the said EO was released in 2022, our team has gone through various endeavors and activities to ensure the smooth implementation of the Expanded Career Progression System. So nagkaroon na po kami ng approved implementation rules and regulations sa nasabing EO, which was signed last July 26 of 2024. So after which we have also conducted series of national training for trainers, which was also passed down to the regional level through our regional training for trainers. And now, it's your time to shine, or may I say, be enlightened, because finally, you, our head teachers, and our assistant school principals will be oriented on the ECP system. So with this, let us first set our expectations by having our objectives for this activity. So first, we will be informing you of the key components of the Expanded Career Progression System by providing you a comprehensive discussion with particular focus on its transitory provisions. Secondly, we will also be taking this opportunity to gather information on your possible career choices based on your qualifications, which was initially conducted through your help by accomplishing the tool that we have deployed on the profiling for prospective school principals. And lastly, we will respond to your relevant concerns and questions, you, our aspiring school heads, relative to the ECP system, which you have also provided to us during the registration part of this activity. So ngayon po, magiging mahaba yung ating hapon. But before we proceed, let us also take a moment to go through our house norms to ensure that this will be a smooth and a respectful experience for everyone. So first, we request na maging prepared po tayo technically. So ensure that your device is charged and you have a stable internet connection. Magkakaroon lamang po ng 10 to 20 seconds delay para sa end ng ating live event viewers. So we encourage everyone to ensure na meron po tayong stable internet connection para hindi po tayo maputol sa live. Secondly, kindly minimize your distractions. So we'd like you to find a quiet space and avoid multitasking during the session. So alam po natin na marami po tayong mga katanungan, and while some of these may be answered during the FAQ session or the Q&A via chat, we encourage everyone na makinig po dahil ang ibang sagot sa ating mga tanong ay baka masagot na during the orientation proper. Next, utilize the Q&A feature. So for your relevant questions and comments, so reminder lang po para sa lahat na sa ating live event, meron po tayong mga moderators who will be answering your queries and concerns privately or publicly. So sa end naman po ng ating attendees, pwede nyo pong makita kung ano yung mga nasagutan ng mga tanong. Sunod naman po, let us practice respectful communication. So be respectful in your comments and interactions with others. We also expect everyone to practice professionalism, including your way of delivery of our questions and concerns. And last but not the least, at the end of our program, we will be soliciting feedback for us to reflect on the conduct of our activities and for us to improve also. So with these norms in mind, we can ensure that we will be having a productive and harmonious session for this afternoon. So now let's dive into the most awaiting part of our activity. So during this part of our session, we will be covering important discussion on the key components of the expanded career progression system. So this is also the most essential part of our orientation, and I encourage everyone to take notes and ask questions at the end of the session. So to welcome our discussant for this afternoon, let us have our Undersecretary for Human Resource and Organizational Development, Yusek Wilfredo E. Cabral.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. My task this afternoon is to present to you the key components of the expanded career progression system and to provide enlightenment on some questions. So, Executive Order number 174 is a proposal of the Department of Education simply to expand the previous Executive Order 500 series of 1972, and it aims to promote professional development and career progression of teachers, as well as the definition of career lines within the public school system. And this endeavor seeks to apply to all teachers in the elementary and secondary levels, of course, including senior high school. So the Executive Order number 174, in terms of its coverage, is actually for the creation of additional teaching positions in the teaching career line, and of course on redefining parameters in choosing between the established career options, that is of specialized classroom teaching and school administration. We would like to take note that teachers may only be allowed to choose between career paths upon reaching Master Teacher 1. I'd like to point out that the rationale behind reaching Master Teacher 1 before going through any other career line is that this is the point where our teachers are able to demonstrate competencies that are necessary for becoming a school head, particularly on instructional supervision, on coaching and mentoring, technical assistance, and of course, modeling of best teaching practice. So we are expecting that the consistent display of high level of performance in the teaching practice, as well as an in-depth and sophisticated understanding of the teaching and learning process and other aspects that are very supportive in the effective functioning as a school head, particularly on a continuous search for the development of professional knowledge and practice by looking at their own practices. So the career progression system as expanded attaches teacher progression or promotion within the different standards of PPST and PPSH. And it has already been defined in the issuance of the implementing rules and regulations of EO 174. Moving forward, the expanded career progression is envisioned to ensure that our teachers will have that job satisfaction and the retention perspective in the department by looking at the different visions such that wala nang mga teachers na magre-retire na teacher 1 and we define teacher career path that allows them to remain in the classroom while advancing in stature and compensation. It is not about moving up on different tracks just to get the promotion and the compensation that is attached to it, but also moving on within the same career line. Also, the options are given between classroom teaching and school administration, and that advancement, of course, should be based on the quality of teaching practice. How do we do, or what are we doing to realize this vision? Of course, reclassification as the primary means for promotion, such that the promotion is becoming faster and self-paced. And of course, the creation of teacher 4, 5, 6, and 7, as well as master teacher 5, will provide more opportunities for promotion. And we will clarify and rationalize career path for teachers so that teachers may choose alternative career path once they reach this high level of proficiency in their competence of teaching. And then to uphold, of course, the quality standards through competency and merit-based promotion. This is in support of the statement which was presented by the President during his State of the Nation address, that in the expanded career progression system or sistemang ito, wala ng public school teachers ang magre-retire na teacher 1 lamang. And then, of course, there are several mechanisms that are put in place, and this is the intent and one of the priorities of the department and the government. So there are several ways within which the teachers can choose from the different career paths as reflected in the next slide. So we call this as the base or the stream of career system, which is on teacher 1 to 7, and we know that after reaching master teacher 1, they can be promoted to MT2 or a master teacher 2 or a school principal. Of course, this is subject to applicable qualification standards and the competency requirement and assessment. So this is still a promotion in nature, because those who may opt to get to master teacher 2 can still move upward in the ladder of promotion to master teacher 3 up to master teacher 5. In the same manner, for the school principals, this is consistent in such a way that school principal 2 and 3 and 4, based on the different career stages, can also be attained. So all others implication can be provided through a suite of PD programs that can be made available to all our aspiring teachers, master teachers, and principals, so that they are equipped with the skills and their leadership and management potential. On the next slide, I will now deal with the different transitory provisions as contained in the IRR of 30174 under Title 5 and under Section 19, which calls for the transition period. It says there that the transition period shall be 3 years reckoned from the date of issuance. And it is instructed that the DepEd, DBM, and CSC, as well as the PRC, are to execute the transitory measures and establish the operational guidelines and mechanisms to ensure the smooth transition of the implementation of expanded career progression system. So under Section 20, which talks about the conversion of existing vacant position, there is the notion of the scrap and build. And this is the manner in which we are trying to convert existing vacant positions to Teacher 1. So with that, it is necessary that it is necessary to understand that the items that do not conform with the existing with the expanded career progression shall be subjected to this position classification action. So for items that can be found in the ECP, andin yan po yung ating teacher 1 to 3, the master teacher 1 to 4, the school principal, and all of these items, the DepEd within a year shall deploy a mechanism so that all the necessary means are put in place to fill up the positions to the regular hiring process. And after all, the filling up of, after a year will happen or will be resorted to conversion after a year of the issuance of the IRR. Other positions that are no longer included in the ECP system, like the head teacher 1 to 6 and assistant principal 1 to 3, these items converted to teacher item upon issuance of IRR, and we will be submitting the request for conversion to DBM. Just to note that this is actually on the vacant positions. So this is further explained and clarified in the next slide, which for purposes of better understanding, for those items which can be found on the ECP system, for vacant positions, it has to be converted to teacher 1 positions, but the 1-year grace period shall be accorded for the regular hiring process under the natural vacancy. For those positions which are no longer included in the ECP system, the head teacher 1 to 6 and the ESP 1 to 3 shall also be converted to teacher positions, and that will happen if the action based on the submission of DepEd are favorably acted upon based on the timelines. On the next slide, Section 21 on the retitling of existing positions which are filled, meaning there are incumbents who are still holding the positions. So as provided, the retitling of the existing positions with titles that do not conform to the position titles in the expanded career progression shall be retitled to the positions equivalent to salary grades in the expanded career progression. So as you can see, the special science teacher 1 and in the current position is comparable to a teacher 3 in the retitled position. The head teacher 1 and special needs education teacher 1 at salary grade 14 is can be retitled to teacher 4. The SNET 2, head teacher 2, 15, teacher 5, and so on and so forth until the assistant school principal at salary grade 20. I just would like to note that for salary grade 19 and 20, particularly those incumbent holding assistant school principal 3 position, head teacher 6, they are to be retitled if qualified in the school principal 1 position or master teacher 2 if not qualified. For the assistant school principal 3, they can be retitled to school principal 2 as being qualified, meaning they are meeting the education, training, experience, the principal assessments or is equivalent, or a master teacher 3. In terms of promotion or reclassification of incumbents, we would like to highlight that qualified individuals are those who, at the time of the effectivity of the IRR, as provided in Section 22, holding the current positions indicated in the previous slide, although head teacher and ASP may be promoted or reclassified to appropriate positions in the expanded career progression system that are commensurate to their qualifications and proficiency level, but subject to the necessary assessments and applicable staffing standards and deployment parameters. This provision applies, as I mentioned earlier, to head teachers and assistant principals. Under Section 23, it says that incumbent assistant school principal 3, 2, and head teacher 6 who are qualified at the time of the effectivity are, of course, entitled to reclassification. So these actually are the processes or for a better understanding of what are the qualifications and eligibility, what could be the decision, and how can designation and functions take effect, and as well as on promotion opportunities. So we take, for example, those who are qualified for principal from the head teacher 6, ASP 2, and ASP 3. They should meet the qualification standards and school heads assessment. For some of the decision for the consideration is whether, if not qualified, if you are going to be retitled or assume certain positions like a qualified school principal. If you're qualified, you can be retitled to equivalent school principal position. For not qualified, retitled to an equivalent master teacher position. However, as part of our commitment of providing opportunities for being able to handle the impact of the organization, incumbents who do not meet the requirements as stipulated in this particular section shall be retitled, and they shall be given the functions in terms of the position and of course with the concurrence. So as provided for, those switching career, they shall be given following options like assume the functions attached to a master teacher position, perform their existing functions in the same school by virtue of designation, or perform the function of a school head designate subject to the provisions of the IRR. So, which means that for some designations, for those head teachers, they can assume the function of a master teacher or perform their existing function in the same school by virtue of designation, or perform the function of a school head designate in schools with needs. So these are some flexibilities that we provide. And in terms of promotion opportunities, the promotion can be through reclassification or applying for a natural vacancy and or switching career lines in the other end of the spectrum. For the next slide, for the incumbent head teacher 1 to 5 and assistant school principal 1, they have the option of retaining the current position or to be retitled to equivalent master teacher or teacher position. What does it mean? If you retain, you can perform the same function and may opt to be retitled within the 3-year transition period, and otherwise it has to be a CTI after the transition period. But the promotion is also being offered through as a school principal through through application on a natural vacancy. For another option, which is retitling to a master teacher or teacher position, once retitled, you can assume the function of a teacher or a master teacher, or to perform your existing function in the same school by virtue of designation, or perform the function of a school head designate in schools with needs. Just the same, the promotion opportunities will be through reclassification or natural vacancy and opportunities to switch career lines. Just to explain it further, incumbents, head teachers, and assistant school principals shall be considered as on-stream candidates. When I say on-stream, ang ibig sabihin po nun, nandun na kayo sa Agos, sa Bukana, in which during the transition period, you shall be given PD intervention so that you are equipped to become full-fledged principals, and as an on-stream candidate, priority on promotion or reclassification to appropriate school principal position without necessarily passing through MT1 position. If you may recall, in the earlier slide, the convergence point is MT1, and we provided certain justifications why it has to be. But given that you are a head teacher or an ASP affected by the implementation of expanded career progression, being on-stream, meron na po tayong pinaghuhugutan kung saan kayo pwedeng bigyan ng pagkakataon in terms of priority. However, if at all, after the 3-year transition period, on-stream candidates who opted to retain their current position fail to advance in their career or request the retitling of their current position to the equivalent position in the ECP, the position that they are holding shall be tagged coterminous to the incumbent. Well, there are several options that being offered during the 3-year transition period. Whether you are retained or retitled position, you are still considered as on-stream candidates for school administration career line. And so therefore, all of the opportunities for intervention shall be accorded. In Section 25, the positions of special needs education teachers, or SNET, previously called SPET, and special science teachers shall be retitled to the equivalent positions in the ECP and shall maintain the parenthetical title as SNET and SST. They shall be expected to perform the same function which are attached to their position. So special science teacher 1 will be teacher 3, but with parenthetical title SST. Special needs education teachers 1, salary grade 14, will be teacher 4, SNET, and so on. So all of these are sort of making that comparable, thereby assuring that there shall be no impact on the salary or diminution of the benefits that are given to them. In Section 27, on the designation and redeployment of excess items and or incumbents, the staffing complement resulting from the retitling of positions shall be subject to the redeployment of positions and or personnel to schools with identified need, and that appropriate designation shall be issued to incumbent for those who are willing to take on the function of being a school head designate, an assistant school principal designate, or a department head designate. So this is well articulated in that Section 27 of the IRR. For the ways forward, we would like to inform everyone that the Executive Order number 174 IRR has already been signed, and the qualification standards for teachers 4 to 7 and master teacher 5, we are actually reviewing and on the final stage for issuance on the joint circular or modified classification and compensation scheme and system of career progression. In the department order on the expanded career progression system are some of the policies that are already in the pipeline and will be issued the soonest possible time so that we can implement all of the provisions stipulated in the IRR and in the Executive Order 174 in its original form. In terms of the implementation of the transitory provision for the filling up of vacant positions, we are actually looking at the school principal 1 items using the department orders issued, particularly 7 and 21 of 2024, and the deployment of NCAS passers. The reclassification of head teachers and ASPs to school principal with a note and a caveat of meeting the qualification standards. And this is the most important part, the refocusing of NCAS on competency assessment so that we can establish the strength and development areas of aspiring principals. This is the direction that we are trying to take for FY 2025 so we can address the perennial and long-term problem of the department with respect to deployment of school principals. And we are designing the learning and development systems for all the different career lines, whether classroom teaching, school head or school administration, and instructional supervision, so that everything that pertains to PD plans and processes, the strengthening of L&D is there, and the potential of every aspirant to a specific position in along those career lines shall be developed and enhanced. So with all of that, I'd like to end, and just to note that we appreciate the submission of the forms or the tool that we deployed online. We're currently analyzing the data gathered, and we shall be informing you of the next steps and action so that everything that or every question that you have in mind shall be then fully answered in no time. So with that, thank you very much for joining this online orientation, and we're looking forward that everything ends well and for the benefit of everybody in the Department of Education. Magandang hapon po at maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Yusek Willie, for providing us enlightenment through your comprehensive discussion on what's in it for them regarding the implementation of the ECP system. Naway tayo po ay natuto at naliwanagan sa naging diskusyon, at kung sakaling may mga katanungan pa po tayo na hindi pa nasasagot during the orientation or discussion provided to us by our Undersecretary, you may send your questions sa ating Q&A section found on the right corner of your screens. But at this point, we'll take a health break, 10-minute break for you to digest the information provided to you and for us to quickly refresh ourselves. So let's take 10 minutes to stretch, grab a drink, and return here ready to continue by 2:23 p.m. So we'll resume promptly, so please be back on time. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you feel recharged. Now, before we continue, let's address some frequently asked questions that were submitted to us ahead of time through your registration forms. So, your responses sa ating registration forms were thematized and processed, and now we will be presenting to you your frequently asked questions. To present us these and to facilitate this session, let us welcome the Chief and Project Development Officer 5 of the Human Resource Development Division, Ms. Cecil A. Anlayahan.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Ayan, magandang hapon po, especially po to our head teachers, assistant school principals of Visayas and Mindanao. So magandang hapon po. No? So earlier, you witnessed and you were informed about the general feature of the expanded career progression. Nonetheless, through our Undersecretary, Wilfredo Cabral. And at the same time po, no, yung transitory provision in one way or another, that somehow po makaka-relate po tayo, and especially something that we need to prepare, especially the decision points that was presented to you by USEC on that aspect. Now, let's move to the frequently asked questions, no, which we received during your registration to this session. So let's start first with reclassification. So medyo marami-rami po yung mga question na na-receive po namin about reclass. So let's start with the first question about, can head teachers be reclassified to higher position without passing the NQuest? Or sabi ng presentation ni Yusek, kung hindi man NQuest ang pangalan na nito, since we are refocusing NQuest, it could be a school head assessment. So the answer po natin dito is that no. So per section 17, item C of the IRR ng EO 174, a DepEd administered school head assessment. Right now, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay NQuest, but we don't know future, baka mag-iba rin po yung pangalan niya, no? Shall be required. So, there is an ongoing effort which is currently being done to, in one way or another, kagaya ng sabi po ni Yuse kanina, is that to make sure that it will not be an eligibility requirement, but rather be a competency assessment, no, of applicants. But right now, yun po, no, right now, the answer is no. So you need to pass pa rin po, somehow be eligible for reclassification or be eligible to higher position. You should be eligible for NQuest. Okay, so that is question number 1. Now, let's move to question number 2. Ayan. Okay. Nag-jump tayo. Will there be a demotion of current positions? Because, you know, you're given an option. No? Under our expanded career progression, there is no demotion of current position. So if you observe po, no, it's only retitling to equivalent position, which was mentioned relative to the head teachers and assistant school principal. So the expanded career progression aims to create more career opportunities and provide you with a clear paths for teachers, and especially rin po sa ating mga school heads, whether ASPs or head teachers, occupying a school head position. So clear po yun? So yun po, no? There's no demotion of your current position. It's only retitling. Okay, next question. Still under career progression. Ayan. So when will be the effectivity of retitling of position? So ito po, no, once the DepEd DBM Joint Memorandum Circular is approved, so kagaya po ng na-mention din po sa presentation, so nasign na yung IRR. So yung next legal documents or policy instrument that we need to issue is what we call the DepEd DBM JMC or Joint Memorandum Circular, na dapat ma-approve po iyan And then later po, DepEd shall issue a guidelines on the implementation of the transitory provision, which was discussed to you this afternoon, of the EO 174. So these guidelines shall include the process, the timeline of retitling of position, the target release po ng JMC, and atin pong circular is around March to April of this year. So medyo malapit-lapit na po iyan. That's why we're having this conversation, and in a way po, no, session like this to gather also all our head teachers and ASPs. Okay, so that's question number 2. Now, 4. Let's move to the next one. Yan. So going back again to the class, no? So the question kanina is about pwede ba siyang ma-reclass to a higher position kahit the NQuest? So the answer is no. But now, what are the qualification standards for the reclassification to Principal 1? Ayan. So if, I'm pretty sure din naman po, no, na nag-undergo po tayo in one way or another throughout your career. Ayan. So nag-undergo po tayo ng recruitment, selection, and promotion. So meron po tayong 4 na area that we need to meet po, no, in terms of qualification standards. So let's start with education. So ito pong pinipresent po namin is actually the revised, no, the proposed revision of the qualification standards for Principal 1. So ibang-iba na po ito than yung pinagdaanan po ninyo, no? So once this is approved, ito na po yung gagamitin po ninyo for the reclassification to Principal 1. Okay, so the first one, education. The applicant for reclassification to a Principal 1 should possess or should have a master's degree in education or educational management or educational leadership, or master's degree in relevant learning area with at least 9 units in management. So medyo generic na po yan. And very explicit na rin po ano-anong relevant, no? Relevant master's degree. The second component is what we call training. Okay, sa training po, ang requirement would be 32 hours of training in any of or cumulative of the following. So, training on curriculum, pedagogy, school management and operation, instructional leadership acquired within the last 5 years. So, 32 hours. So, in one way or another, you have exposed already, no, to the different training. So, we are affirming and we are assuming po that you already possess this qualification. And then the third component is what we call experience, no? So, ang nakalagay po ditong experience niya ay 5 years teaching experience and 1 year relevant experience in any of the following. So, 5 years kang nagtuturo and 1 year relevant experience in any of the following: learning area coordination, subject area supervision, school management and operations. So, if you are head teachers handling schools, in a way, no, at least meron ka dapat na 1 year na relevant experience, and then instructional supervision. So, if you're a master teacher or head teacher of the department, then definitely pasok ka sa 1 year. So, you should be like occupying lang 5 years. So, kung mapapansin niyo po dito ngayon sa proposed QS, ano yung nawala na? No? So, kitang-kita niyo po yan. Kitang-kita niyo po yung nawala na. Okay? So, we get away already with position-based QS. We're in, yan, dapat ilang years kang ganito as MT, ilang years kang ganito as HT. So, we'd rather focus po on competency requirements. So medyo generic siya in the sense that we encourage everyone po as long as you possess that minimum QS po, no? So, you need to satisfy that. Okay, and then the next area is what we call eligibility. So, ang nakalagay po dyan ay RA 1080. So, definitely you are eligible as far, but ayan, so meron pa rin po ito, no? So meron pa rin po siya criteria na principal's test or nationally qualifying examination for school heads or whatever school head, DepEd administered school head assessment or its equivalent. So Kindly take note that this proposed QS is still on the process of the approval pa rin po ng CSE. But we are envisioning that if all of the policies are in place, so dapat bago na rin po yung ating qualification standards. Okay? Next po. Ayan. So let's go to conversions of vacant positions. So yung tinatawag na scrap and build, which was discussed in the slide po ni Yusek kanina. So the question is, how will the conversion of vacant positions be implemented? So the process of conversion shall be done at the STO and the specific RO level. So yun po yung process of conversion. And at the same time, specific guidelines and process flow on the conversion of vacant position shall be included in the DepEd order or the implementation of the transitory provision of EO 174 and its IRR. So kindly take note that conversion of vacant position shall also apply to vacated position due to retirement, resignation, or in any form or separation from the service. So, yun po yung answer as to yung proseso po nung ating conversion of the vacant positions. Specifically, yung part wherein vacated yung positions due to retirement, resignation, or any form of separation from the service. Okay, the next one. Ayan, so let's go naman to yung certain decision points, yung question about decision points, yung switching of career lines, no? So there's a question of what is the process for switching from classroom teaching to school administration career line? So the answer is that the first process is that incumbent shall apply through the usual reclassification process. But again, subject to the CSE approved QS, school heads assessment, ito yung mga process and criteria, including qualifications. So they should apply for usual class. They should have met they met the CSE approved QS. And then there's a school heads assessment and comparative assessment to be conducted by the HRMPSB or subcommittee. As well as, ito yung pinaka-importante, no? Yung applicable staffing standards, including deployment parameters for school principal. Kindly take note that yung switching of career lines shall be allowed only once. So that's why po do sa presentation po ninyo if you recall, sa presentation po ni Yusek, 'di ba? Master Teacher 1 would be the base, and then yung start po ng switching of career lines will happen at the level of MT2 to MT5 and Principal 1 to Principal 4. But at the same time, yung switching of career lines shall be allowed only once. Okay. Next naman po, ayan. So what is the process for switching from one school administration to classroom teaching career line? So kanina yung tanong naman ay about yung process of switching, and then the other one is for the sorry, hindi ko makita mo. Ayan, so yung process at the same time. This is what I've discussed. So let's move to the next question. Okay, so what is the career progression option for head teachers who choose the classroom teaching career line? Okay, so kanina po, di ba, may pinresent po si Yusek na decision points, whether you want to retain or retitle. And then may mga specific career opportunities po siya, and then specific requirements. So ang pinaka-question po na natanggap namin is that, what if po right now I'm a head teacher and I'm inclined to switch track during this transition, if ever, just to classroom teaching. So head teachers who opted to be retitled to equivalent teaching position may progress along the expanded career progression system up to Master Teacher 5. So, pwede po yan. Or, you may opt to switch to school principal subject to staffing standards and deployment parameters. So, pwede pa rin naman po, like, during your decision, nag-decide po kayo na mag-switch to classroom classroom teaching, and then in one way or another throughout, for example, after 2 years, you realize that I'd rather go the school admin, track, then you are allowed naman po to switch track provided na one time lang siya. But at the same time, you need to, you are allowed provided nagko-conform pa rin po tayo sa existing staffing standards and deployment parameters. Okay, next question. So, let's go back to, yan. So, napansin po namin, medyo maraming tanong about NQuest, but in one way or another, papasadahan po natin yung mga NQuest question related to the transitory provision or expanded career progression. So, number 1, can an NQuest qualifier be reclassified to principal 1 position even without a master's degree? So, our answer is no. Okay? So, kung ma-recall nyo po yung qualification requirement, ano po yung qualification requirement sa education? Okay, so I'm assuming you recall na dapat master's degree po tayo. So, we are not exempted, even in transition period, we are not exempted to meet the qualification standards of the Civil Service Commission. And that is, dapat an NQuest qualifier must be a master's degree holder. So, the answer is no. You cannot be reclassified to P1 kung wala po tayong master's degree. Okay, next. Again, will NQuest passers be prioritized for principal positions? Okay, sige, tingnan natin ang sagot. Ayan. Okay, NQuest passers will be prioritized for principal position, and the answer is yes. Okay, so, but meron lang po tayong 3-year transition period, and this is what we call the 3-year transition period. NQuest passers holding HTs and ASP position, the very reason why you are here, shall be considered an on-stream candidate. So, anong ibig sabihin po ng on-stream candidates? Meaning, you'll be prioritized on certain interventions to make sure na kayo po ay magko-qualify to a school principal 1 position or higher position, whichever may be, or whichever you may choose, based on some certain decision points. So, ang entitled po ninyo, being an on-stream candidates, ay you will be provided and prioritized to be provided with professional development intervention to equip you to become full-fledged principal and priority for promotion or reclass to appropriate school principal 1 position without really passing through the MT1. So meaning, kung HT po kayo ngayon, namimit nyo po yung CSC qualification standards, tapos NQuest passers din po kayo. Kahit po kayo ay Teacher 3 or HT1, provided kayo po ay qualified and at the same time, namimit nyo po yung sinabi po namin criteria, then you are prioritized to be reclassified. We'd like to flag lang some notion po, na ito po ay hindi automatic ibibigay po sa inyo yung position. Kasi hindi po ganon, ha? Prioritize po kayo to principal position subject to meeting qualification standards, school heads assessment, passing the school head assessment, and certain conditions po. So, hindi po ito parang diploma mill na ibibigay po yung position po sa atin. Okay? So, i-clarify lang po namin yun. But, definitely, you are a priority as far as reclassification without passing through an MT1 position. Okay? During the 3-year transition. So, that's for the question. Okay, next. Ayan. O yun, so halos pare-pareho po yung thematic questions, no? Yung is passing the NQuest still a requirement for becoming a principal? And the answer is still yes. The NQuest is still one of the requirements pa rin po for appointment to Principal 1 position. So, kagaya po na sabi ni Yusek, hindi siya eligibility requirement. So, under DO 7 and 21, pwede na rin po mag-apply kahit hindi po NQuest passers, pero pagdating po sa appointment, meaning after nag-undergo po ng evaluation, ganyan, requirement po pa din yung appointment to school principal 1 position, you being eligible for appointment under the assessment of NQuest. But under the ECP program, so ang nakalagay po dun sa provision is a DepEd administer school head assessment shall likewise be required. So meaning, it may not be called NQuest as I keep mentioning po, no? But as there will be a assessment pa rin po for school head. Okay? Sige. Next. And that's the last question. Pala po. So, yun po, no? So, having said that, hopefully, we will be able to, we are able to respond to initial questions that we've got prior this session. And rest assured po that the questions here will be responded accordingly po, no? So just keep your questions coming and our team po will be responding to the question. Except for yun nga, some questions about NQuest, what that is related as to eligible. So but definitely po, no? As mentioned po, yung category B, C, yan po, you will now be allowed to take the next assessment, whatever form of assessment it is. So, yun po siguro yung generic kasi yun po yung majority nakikita po natin ngayon. But other question, I think nasagot po natin sa FAQs, but there are some here that yun po, sasagutin po ng team namin. So with that, back to you, Marek, and magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cecil, for presenting the frequently asked questions. So we hope that you were provided clarity through the previous session. So on top of the questions that were presented by Ma'am Cecil, I'll also be browsing through the questions that we have responded to by our moderators privately. So ito po yung mga tanong na na-send at nakuha namin sa aming Q&A section. So isa pong tanong galing sa isang head teacher. If a head teacher at the HT3 level chooses to remain in their current position, will they still be eligible for advancement or reclassification to HT4 and continue progressing up to HT6? Or will they remain at the HT3 level for the duration of their tenure, including retirement, if they decide to stay in the same position? So, ang sagot po doon ay if after the 3-year transition period, on-stream candidates who opted to retain their current position fail to advance in their career or request the retitling of their current position to the equivalent position in the ECP system, the position they are holding shall be tagged as coterminous to the incumbent or the CTI. So, isa pa pong tanong. So, good day po. If ang head teacher po na may hawak na school at NQuest passer din po, ma-appoint na po ba? Thank you. So, as mentioned po earlier, so during the 3-year transition period, NQuest passers holding head teacher and assistant school principal positions shall be considered as on-stream candidates and will be treated with priority. Both po yun sa promotion or reclass to appropriate school principal position but also subjected to CSC-approved qualification standards and comparative assessment conducted by the HRMPSB or subcommittees in the schools division offices. Isa pong tanong na nakuha din natin, what will happen to the Master Teacher 2 who also wishes to take the school administration career line and NQuest passer. So they may apply for switching of career line through the class or natural vacancy. So it is provided for sa ating IRR ng EO 174, specifically Section 12, which is switching career lines between CT or classroom teaching and school administration career lines shall be allowed, provided that the individual possesses all the required qualifications and expected competencies of the position being applied for in the career line. Sa papong tanong, so sabi po ng ating inquirer, I'm planning to be retitled and assume the duties of a classroom teacher. Will I still receive all the benefits of a head teacher position, including leave benefits? If I assume the duties of a classroom teacher, does that mean all guidelines for a teaching position will apply to me? So the answer is yes. And details of the adjustments on the leave credits shall be stipulated on the DepEd order on the implementation of the transitory provisions of EO 174 IRR that is soon to be issued by the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development. Isa pa pong tanong, sabi ng ating inquirer, I am currently an assistant school principal too and an NQuest passer. However, I have not finished my master's yet. Upon the retitling of my position, can I be retitled to Principal 1? So all incumbents who wish to be reclassified to Principal 1 position shall be required to meet the CSC-approved qualification standards, and that includes yung pagkakaroon po ng master's degree. So yung lang po ang nakalap ng mga katanungan sa ating Q&A section. So we hope that you feel more prepared for what lies ahead of your career as prospective school heads. Now we're moving to the closing part of our orientation, and to give us the closing remarks, may I call on Mr. Dexter Pante, Project Development Officer 5 and Concurrent Officer in Charge of the Office of the Director 3 of the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development.
Hello? Hello, Marek. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. You're heard po.
Okay. A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. As we conclude today's orientation on the expanded career progression system for teachers, would like to express our utmost gratitude to our main resource person, our Undersecretary Willie Cabral, and Cecil Anyayahan, the Chief of the HRDT, and of course her team. Also, we'd like to thank our attendees for this afternoon's virtual orientation, especially our head teachers and assistant principals, because your active participation and commitment to continuous professional development gives us hope that we can improve the quality of our basic education in our country. And it's also a testament to your dedication to leadership excellence and quality education. The discussion this afternoon has provided valuable insight concerning the career pathways available for you, and as well as the different transition mechanisms under EO 174 and the opportunities that awaits you as school leaders. As we navigate these changes, let us give this system an opportunity to enhance not just our own professional development, but also the overall effectiveness of school leadership in shaping the future of our learners. Let us move forward with confidence, knowing that the path ahead is filled with opportunities for growth, leadership, and excellence in service. Thank you and we wish you success in your career progression journey. Magandang hapon and God bless to everyone.
Thank you, Sir Dexter, for the reaffirmation of our endeavors. And I also want to thank each one of you for your active participation for this orientation and consultation. So before we wrap this up, I'd like to share some important announcements. So number one, to help us improve the conduct of our future activities, as well as for us to gather additional questions that you may still have in mind, kindly accomplish the form flashed on the screen. Additionally, relevant resources used during this orientation, including the slide presentation and recording of this activity, will be provided to you right after the orientation. So kindly expect it to be posted on the DepEd BHROD Facebook page in the coming days. So with that, we conclude our online orientation on the Executive Order 174 Expanded Career Progression System. We thank you for participating and for spending your time with us. Have a great day ahead, everyone. We'll see you at our future activities. Thank you.